Well, good afternoon, good evening to those of you who are going to be watching this. My name is Ryan with GLSCN. We are going to be going over a couple of things regarding our next couple of days. We do have some severe weather potential for, in particular, Ohio. There's no other place here in the region that we're more so concerned about. Maybe East Michigan tomorrow, but that chance is quite low given latest guidance. So, we're looking at a potential for a couple of episodes here of severe weather. First one comes tomorrow afternoon and evening across northern and northeastern Ohio there. So areas like Cleveland, Youngstown, Akron, all the way back toward the Columbus, all the way back toward the Findlay, although Findlay's not quite in it. Columbus is close, but not quite in it. That general area there extending all the way up toward Erie, Pennsylvania. You're going to be in a level 1 out of 5 risk tomorrow. Your primary hazards are going to be large hail and damaging winds. So that's going to be a low end threat tomorrow. And then secondary threat comes on Thursday. This threat does appear to be quite bigger in terms of the level. This is level 2 out of 5. So it's a step above tomorrow's risk. It's a 15% slight risk, but it's also a day 4 risk. So this could increase further. Usually, when you have these day 3, or should I say day 4 to 8 outlooks, sometimes they could increase into like enhanced risks and stuff like that. So we have to watch this one closely. Personally speaking, the one I'm more so concerned about would be on Thursday. Tomorrow just kind of looks like a blah type of day in terms of severe weather. Definitely a possibility, but nothing that catches my eye and makes me go, hey, we got to watch that close. But so let's go ahead and jump into some models. All right. So temperatures across the region today, mid to upper 70s across. I'm sitting at 75 degrees here in southeast Michigan. It was a very warm, pleasant day here across the region, even up into the UP and Wisconsin, getting in up in the 50s and perhaps even 60 up that way. But looking at these temperatures as we go into tomorrow on Wednesday, but also here into Thursday, we're going to focus on Thursday a bit more here. But as we go in towards Wednesday and Thursday, watch this low pressure here take shape in Indiana. It starts to form here. It develops on Thursday morning. That's going to lift up to the north, and that is going to set the stage for a potential severe weather episode. So, the first concern being that the low pressure is close proximity to Ohio is wind shear. Wind shear is going to be really good with this system. We take a look at the overall system dynamics. We take an X-ray of the atmosphere, for example, we're going to get a good profile of this environment, potentially environment here. We're going to have a lot of wind shear here. This photograph up here, which is your wind shear, is nice and curved. You have really good flow here with your winds turning with height. So overall, this sounding, we call it a forecast sounding here, to me would suggest all hazards being possible, including tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds. Again, this is on Thursday, this upcoming Thursday here in Ohio. This could shift around. Hopefully, it moves east into Pennsylvania out of our viewing area. But right now, Ohio is the bullseye for severe weather on Thursday. Now, looking at a few other things here, flashback or rewind back here to tomorrow's severe threat, the marginal risk, which is right here for tomorrow across Ohio. It was this morning across parts of Michigan as well, but that has been trimmed back. Go ahead and take a look at that real quickly here. So you guys in Michigan watching, we did have a risk in the morning here, but that has been trimmed and pushed to the east. So Michigan, only the really eastern parts of the state really get in on any thunderstorm activity tomorrow. And that is not expected to be severe at all. And if it is, we'll update you again. But the overall forecast has shifted severe weather south and east into Ontario and Ohio. So, looking at the forecast model for tomorrow, we look at a couple of these models here. This is the HRRR, a very common model we use. We're going to see the development of storms. You see it right here in Ontario. Notice Ohio here staying dry through early afternoon here. And then we have storms pop up later in the evening, right around 8 p.m. on this model across central Ohio here. Those are the storms that we're going to watch to see if those are going to come severe. If they do pop up, isolated large hail and also damaging winds would be possible across north central Ohio there. Again, your marginal risk of severe weather is in place, mainly centered over Youngstown, Cleveland, back toward Columbus area. If you're in Columbus, you're not in that risk, but if you're close to it, north side, you would be in that risk. So that's tomorrow. And then looking at the future forecast here for Thursday, we really don't have any high resolution guidance to look at potential radar, but we do have the NAM model here within range to give us a good overlap, or a good look, should I say, of overlapping wind shear with instability. So if we go ahead and move this through the time frame here, this is tomorrow's threat at 2 p.m. We see it here hugging eastern Michigan into northern Ohio. Moving this into Wednesday, we remain dry, but then we look into Thursday. Here's that low pressure taking shape, and we see Ohio here lighting up with these colors, yellows, oranges, and green, or yellows, oranges, and maybe even some reds filling in there. It's particularly across eastern, northeastern Ohio here on Thursday. And this is going to be your environment with that low pressure there. I would suggest all hazards being possible. Currently, there is no outline for any risks from the SPC. All we have is the day 4 map to go off of. I think it's a pretty well placed map. We could see an upgrade to that. We could see a downgrade, but right now I think that slight risk for Thursday is good, well placed, and also sufficient for right now. But they don't mention any hazards in their discussion. Just mention a severe threat be possible. But just judging by the forecast soundings, I'd say pretty much an all hazard type of threat. I'm sure you're going to see that probably mentioned tomorrow with the day 3 outlook. So, with that being said, do you guys have any questions for me? Feel free to drop those in the comments. Otherwise, I will go ahead and hop off here. So just kind of summarizing this, a severe threat tomorrow, low end level 1 out of 5. There are 5 levels. This is going to be level 1. We call it marginal. This is going to be for tomorrow for north central Ohio. And then a level 2 risk, we call it a slight risk for Thursday for, again, Ohio. Although we could see that expanded depending on how that low pressure slows or quickens. We could see that get shifted around a little bit. So pay attention to future forecasts for Thursday. And we'll also have updates throughout the evening and morning if anything changes with this threat tomorrow in Ohio. I don't see any questions coming in here. So do me a favor before I hop off here, hit the like button on the stream. Helps us out tremendously. Would appreciate that. So with that being said, I'm going to hop off here. If any comments or any questions roll in after I'm off of here, I will answer them in as accordingly. So thanks guys for watching, and I'm going to go ahead and hop off here. Stay safe.